What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I am Shakira. Happy Sunday! Anyway, I hope wherever you are enjoying your Sunday. It is a beautiful, beautiful, bright and shiny morning for me. I just got out of bed 20 minutes ago, but I am, what is it, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed? Yo, Wolfie! What's up, man? What is up? What is crack-a-lackin'? Just want to say that one more time. You having a good day? Good weekend so far? Yo, I got hours and hours and hours and hours yesterday to read. Like hours. I was so excited. I was just like sitting on the couch, like, snacking. Cereal is a snack, Wolfie. Cereal is a snack. All right, as always, we are going. Too much work. Oh, weekends shouldn't be work at all. By the way, turmeric ginger tea. Bobby. I didn't think you know what? Honestly, for the most part, I didn't think you got up this early. And turmeric ginger tea. It's really good. Guys, this is so weird. Like my power just went right out. Like, boop. It like, what do they call it? A brownout? It just went out. Everything went down. And then came right back up. Anyway, can you guys see me now? Everything working? Hopefully, no more power outages. It's so random because we don't really get them here unless there's like a storm, like a really bad storm. All right. And what are the odds that it would actually even like? Let me see. Is this even working? All right. All right. All right. Can you somebody just type in the chat and just make sure I'm online? Let me know. Just say like anything. I'm gonna assume I am. That was weird. That was so random. Just as soon as I started my live, the power went out. Like what the heck? So of course you had to wait till the internet came back up, right? Like the power came back on immediately, but then of course the router had to come back up and everything. So all right. Let's see. We ended last time on February 25th. So let's finish up February and get into March on the backtesting. So let's go to February 26th, 9:40, and let's get crack-a-lackin'. All right. Woof. Haha. So let's see. Maybe I should do this on the 4 hour so I don't like, I don't know if that's like foreshadowing. Okay, all right. So what do we have? Like previous day, big run up. We have some juicy equal highs up here. Nice. And let's see, was there any news that day? Let's double check that. So that's February 26th. So unemployment claims at 8:30, nothing else. So we should be good to go to look at that. So where is London low? So we have nice big fair value gap. We busted above this guy. So I would have, looking pretty bullish on the 4 hours. I would have wanted to go long and all of that. but they also took out this high right here, so it's not like a prerequisite for them to go back up, but that would have been the expectation. I would not have liked this. Is this London? Nope. So they're taking out London low right here, digging into this puppy. So in terms of shorts, nice juicy equal lows here on the 1 hour. That would be a nice area of interest for me. So some internal sell side liquidity right there. All right. So got to see what they do. General expectation, if we can get above this guy after this sweep, a nice aggressive push that way, I wouldn't mind a long. Since there's no more news, then I am most definitely clear to do whatever I want. Plus, there's a juicy looking gap here on the 50-minute they can run up to. So like that high is pretty much what I would be aiming for inside of this gap. So let's drop down to the 5-minute. What I want to see is some follow through. Like they just took out London. We have this nice, sweep of London. Want to see some nice juicy push that way. If I had to wait for a 5-minute shift, it would be all the way up here, which is kind of insane. So, haha. If we drop below here, then I would be looking for that continuation down to this guy. Got it, remembering that we're in that ridiculous range. Oh, so we were at 319 for this week. Okay. We'll of course reset for the next week. But since we're continuing, we gotta see what we would have made that week. That was so weird. Can't believe I had a power outage just like randomly with clear sunshine, no storms, no lightning, nothing. It's just weird. The heck was that about? Oh, look at that. Verizon's like, we've detected a commercial power issue in your area that may affect your Verizon services. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to get kicked out again, because that would suck. All right, where are we? 9:40. So I am clear to trade in the next 1 minute and change. So if this closes bearish, I am interested in a short from here, from the body of this puppy. But we gotta like close below here. We'll drop to like the 1 minute and see if we can get some kind of entry out of that. But at the same time, I would prefer if they at minimum roll back up into we have two 5-minute fair value gaps here, 1, 2. I would love, love, love for them to roll back up, tap into it, and then drop if that's the case. Otherwise, like I said, they've taken London lows out. They've taken London, midnight, Asia lows, all of it's out, gone. Bye, Felicia. That's a pretty aggressive move down at open, and they've already taken out some liquidity and tapped into this. So I need some follow through for longs. Otherwise, shorts are where it's at. Oh, guys, allergies are coming in hot already. What's up, Maddie? Don't meow at me. What you want? Oh, kitty incoming. What you doing? Coming up? Okay. Just cute rub rubs. You just want attention, my little girl, my little poofy cuteness. She's very chatty. Okay, so that close wasn't terrible. So let's zoom in on that puppy. All right. So things I like. I still want somebody to close a body down here. So far, I don't have any follow through. So that's looking juicy, but it's a new 5-minute candle. Let's drop to the 1 minute. What does this look like? Okay. She's just meowing at me and then just not saying anything. All right, how's the quality now, guys? Is everything looking okay stream wise? It says it's good, but with that power outage, I'm still a little, I don't know, a little iffy. But at least, Verizon knows what the hell happened. So 5 minutes, like I said, wicking, didn't love that. They swept this low again. If we get a nice juicy push up after that, fair value gap, I'd be open to a long. Maybe up to this area here, maybe like a 1 hour extreme or something. Wolfie's so funny. Well, hopefully the outage does not take very long. All right, so we're gonna do the speed up thing here. So let's go back to the 5 minute because I need this candle to close very bearish. And then potentially, let's see, is there a break in here? There is not. My preference is for them to at least come in and tap in here and then a nice aggressive drop down. Otherwise, you know, we can attempt a short down to these equal lows that we've specified down here. But let's push this forward a few minutes so we can see what this 5 minute candle does. No joke though, like when you're sitting down trading live and you're waiting for this stuff to finish and confirm, it can be really, 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 really stressful. Like I did stupid things on Friday and I'm most definitely not proud of the stupid thing that I did. Like I was so stressed, so irritated. I was like, I'll just take one micro here. And I'm like, it's a stupid place to take the micro, you know it. And I did. Of course, I got stopped out. It's like I took it knowing I was going to like lose. And then the proper trade came right after on a nice 5 minute secondary shift. Perfect setup for me. And I took that. And then I basically just got my one micro loss with another one micro win, you know? So crazy. All right. So there's a tiny fair value gap right here. So I'm going to I don't like this, but I'm realizing that now that I have the micros, I have the leeway to attempt trades I wouldn't normally. I also don't like that it's at the very bottom of the range. I hate that. And it's the kind of trade that really, really messes with you. And sometimes it works and there's enough follow through. Like this looks like it wants to follow through. Let's look at the 2 minutes, see if that's clearer. The 2 minute really does clear up the 1 minute. It really does. And sometimes the 1 minute really just doesn't give you what you need to get into the trade. But sometimes the 2 minute doesn't either. And you have to go to the 1 minute, especially when the market's properly trending. You know, what's insane is that sometimes, like, when you get like beautiful trending movements, I don't know, maybe we'll come across one. When you get like beautiful trending movements, you can technically take like, oh, we saw this and it dropped, not too much wicking, we can take it, it'll just continue. But when we're getting all of this like uncertainty and we're at the bottom of the range, we've taken liquidity, it's really, really hard for me to get into a trade because I know this is like a prime area that they'll probably want to like, reverse. And, my silly self, that's what I did on Friday. And I was just like, I don't know, you get that feeling sometimes. And I did not fend it off very well. Like the week was kind of frustrating for me because I had to go in the office on Monday and Wednesday and I didn't get to trade on Monday. And then Thursday was really irritating because I missed out, that fear of missing out. Look at this. This is making me want to go take the short. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And then I would have to put my stop right here, which equates to, let me see. So if I were to be stupid, and it might not be stupid, I don't know. Let's go back to the 5 minute because I'm obviously feeling like I need to get into a short because we're taking out lows. Look at that. Look at that beautiful continuation. But I would want them to come back up and show me. So it's about to be 10 o'clock. There's no more news on this particular day. So sometimes it's just one of those days where you just need to just follow the trend down. Let's see. So like a little fair value gap right here. There's one here. If I'm going to be stupid, I would try a one micro trade. Oh, hold on. Probably missed it because I was hesitating so much because of where this is. Because of where it is. But look at that. Seriously, that is so annoying. So annoying. We've already tapped into all of this. Like, we've shown we want to continue down. So where is my... It's here. Let's move that over. Hold on, let me get to the right thing. And let me just make sure that I'm not like dipping into some like area of super duper interest. All right, so we've traversed this. I'm gonna take this off because it's annoying me. I'm gonna look for like a higher time frame fair value gap that I can potentially use as maybe an inversion or something in the general vicinity. Because it irks me to try and take a short at the end of an area. You know what I mean? But maybe I can use this guy as an inversion for this. Let's see. So I'm looking for a way, a continuation. I'm looking for a way to get into this drop because they want to. They want to. So anything I do, my stop would have to be above the midpoint of this fair value gap, I think. So, well, my main issue here is I'm going to have to suspend the fact that they've already taken London, they've already taken Asia lows, and just go with the session. Like it's trying to tell me it wants to go down, and I need to go with the session. So we've dropped aggressively. Here's the order block on the 1 minute for this. I don't know if there's, so for a sell perspective, let's see. What is 2 micros? Okay, so 2 micros would get me above here, above the midpoint. So let's see if that works. And then we can like aim for just above the equal lows down there. And then what does that look like on the 5 minute? There's no guarantee they'll even come back up. There's like no fair value gaps above here except for this one that's forming right now. So that's the end of that 5 minute candle. So all I've seen at this point is that they're willing to use the base of this. And I'm hoping they want to come back up. Because sometimes they'll just tap this and then drop. But, you know, they keep tapping, tapping, tapping. It might be that I should have taken it here. But I want them to come back up to this order block. There's a small fair value gap in here they've dropped from, which I like. So, but if they drop from here and leave a fair value gap, then I'll have to move my entry to down here and stop that way. Yeah, look at that. So now it has to be that above that, and it looks like I've missed it. Look at that. Now, if they take the equal lows and don't give me an entry, then, you know, I'll have to cancel out of this. But so this is just one of those days where you expect a certain type of behavior and NQ just doesn't give it to you. and you get that staircase and you have to trust the staircase. And the thing is, like, half the time I don't trust the staircase. But I was looking for a fair value gap I could use as an inversion, and then look at the behavior here, and I should have trusted it and just switched to a single micro so I can move my stop above further up. But looks like it's just gonna be a nice juicy drop from here, and I'm not gonna be into it, be in it. I sometimes think my VPN is screwing with my connection. Like last week, I realized that my VPN might have been blocking my connection. It was messing with me. So I've turned it on, turned it off for the moment. Look at that. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Have you guys seen okay, yeah, so they've just made it to what I would have wanted for an entry at 1017. Damn it. For real. So that can happen, you know. You can overthink yourself. Have they touched it? No, they're about to. You can overthink it yourself to the point where you miss this setup. It looks like from this scenario, because I was really interested in the shorts because they kept, you know, on the 5 minute, kept taking the lows out, kept taking the lows out. Honestly, like, I wanted an entrance out of this tiny little fair value gap, and they didn't bother to give me one. So it looks very, very aggressive. Like they wanna continue down. So I'm gonna go up to the 4 hour. We just took that out, digging into this. The next area of interest on the 4 hour for me would be the extreme down here. So just note that. Since it's a very aggressive candle. So I'm just going to 4 hour extreme. And I would need to see some sort of pullback. We also have these lows down here. So let's move that there. Still internal liquidity. Some more down this way. And I don't know that we'll be able to get into anything. It's very aggressive. Like, look at that. The opportunity was all the way up here. And then I had this beautiful, no joke, if I had already specced this fair value gap down and we dropped, I would have probably set an entry here, but I hadn't done that until I was like looking for a reason to get in here. So that's like, you know, hindsight after the fact BS. I'm gonna wipe my my camera. I don't know if it feels a little, so it's gonna, yeah, it's a little clearer. Sorry about that. So the thing is, like, it's okay to miss the setup. I wanted them to come back up to the order block. Let me see. Did I miss an opportunity? Like, I wanted the body, but they already tapped it and I didn't notice. That can happen too. You know, when you're trading, you don't notice things and you miss the setup, and that's all right. And that is okay. But these guys, this is a very aggressive down. Down here is just too late to get into it. And it felt like they messed with me here because, you know, they'd taken London and Asia and all that jazz, and there was a potential for longs on the higher time frame. And the previous day was very aggressively high, but like I said, they'd already taken some higher time frame stuff out all the way up here. So the potential for shorts wasn't like a bad play, and they took out the equal lows I looked at. The question now becomes, like, let's see, is this, given that we have dropped aggressively, what can happen now is that, you know, we've got a fair value gap here and here. I want to see if they like roll up to the second one here. I'm going to just note it. And then if they don't even bother, but they give me like an aggressive drop, let's get a light shade. Need to be able to see price, you know what I'm saying? But look at this, no opportunities. No opportunities. Thing is, like, if you're going to try a short in this scenario, you need them to retrace. Otherwise, you're just kind of like taking trades at the base and hoping they'll continue. It's very aggressive, and maybe they will, but you never know when they're gonna stop. And no joke, like every time I think I want to take like a bottom tier trade like this, they always reverse, right? That's why I'm so hesitant up here. And it was messy with all the wicks. It was messy, but I like that they were taking the lows out. So any kind of short for me would have to be, I need them to come either tap into this one or this one and then give me a nice juicy 1 minute engulfing. And then I would take that. Now the other thing is if they drop below here, then I would take a short at this 5 minute candle body, stop above here. Why? Because they've made a little order block. They didn't bother to touch that. They didn't bother to touch that. You know, they're creating some structure for me to work with. And then we can go down to here, even tap into this volume imbalance, but they have to show the structure. No joke, man. The reason why most traders fail is patience. Patience. You know, I I am pretty patient, but no joke, I still have those moments. I still have those moments of stupidity and, FOMO, and it's hard some days. It's hard. Like I don't know what got into me on Friday. I'd set orders and they ran away from my orders and I was just like frustrated. And I was like, you just want to get into that trade and sometimes it's just stupid to do that. It's just stupid. You know? You don't need to just get into the trade. You just don't. So, you know what? I didn't even check to see what the daily low looked like for this one. Oh, already took it. Okay. That one. This is the daily extreme right here, but I'm going to use the 4-hour one just to give us an opportunity to get into something. All right. So that's going to close. I like that. That's closed. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a 2 microcell. Oops. No. We're going to take a 1 microcell from here because of the way it closed. Because we need the stop to be like right above here. And let's see if we can't just make it down to here. See if there's still more heaviness. Or if this is the turnaround and I get my ass handed to me because I'm trying to take a trade at the base of it. My preference would be if this 5-minute candle decided it wanted to, close that way. I'm taking the 5-minute order block and that is looking like crap. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why, like, sometimes I just have to turn the charts off because I get my ass handed to me whenever I'm like waiting for something good. Look at this. Look at it. It's just going to smack me in the face and tap into this. And this is why I do this, like, to try and like work through my silliness because here I am about to get stopped out of. Remember what I said? We're at the bottom. Bottom tick. As soon as I get into it, they do this foolishness. Every time. Because now they're going to tap into this, They're going to tap into the fair value gap. And I'm just going to take myself out of that foolishness because I just screwed myself straight up. And it happens. And you see me backtesting and trying to stop these bad habits. But I should have waited for the next candle to close to show me some more. The fact that it started rolling back up, that was just like really preemptive. So now we just got a pull back up. So what I'm looking for after taking that, right? So they created this high. We just took it out. I want to see if we get, now that we're inside of this 5-minute fair value gap, if we get a nice juicy, like, because they can create like these short-term highs, take them out, and then drop beautifully. So I'm waiting to see if that happens. And in that case, I'll take it. So I would have eroded my profits here, taking that silly trade, feeling like I'm missing out. Maybe I'm still feeling like that, and that's why I took that. All right, so I want to see this close aggressively. So not that. Aggressively, like an aggressive engulfing candle, like show me the money. So it looks like on the 2 minute. So remember, we're inside of a 5 minute fair value gap here. This is the one above it. I need to see an aggressive push that way. It's 10:44. The thing is, the other annoying thing now is that they've taken a lot of liquidity. And let's take a look at the daily real quick, because I had not specced out. So here is the extreme, and this is the midpoint of that wick, which is perfectly fine. So let's see if we get what we're looking for. You know, I don't mind if they've traversed the entire second 5 minute fair value gap. I want to see if they tap this one and then drop aggressively. So question, I don't know if anybody's even in the chat, but question, would you have taken that 5 minute setup that I took? I'm still working out my 5 minute entries too. So I would have given back some profit on that one. It was like the first real 5 minute order block that formed in all of this. But what I like about this is they took the low out. It's fine for them to retrace, tap into this. I want to see them tap it and just drop. So let's push time forward by like 2 minutes just to get a little movement. Sometimes like watching it in slow-mo is better because it gets you used to being patient like during the live session. And I realized on Friday that like I was sitting there and waiting, and I was like really wanting to push time forward by 5 minutes just to see what the next candle does. And it was really hard um for me. So I wanted to get into that short so bad, but making silly trades is not the way to go. And I took the winning trade after 11, which was good because it was clean, it was clear, it was obvious. Sometimes you just gotta fight yourself. Okay, hold on. Is time not moving? It's not moving, guys. What the heck? Come on. 10:50. 5 minute candle. Sometimes when I push it forward, it feels like Thinkorswim just kind of stops moving because the 10:53 candle should be here. Come on. I'm using the contract, the MNQH26 contract, because that's the one that actually moves and I can set orders and all that good stuff. But right now, it's not moving. There we go. It's like it's catching up. 10:54. Okay. So I would love a sweep above here and then an aggressive candle down. And sweep that puppy and then drop. If it just drops, then I'll have to set my order and my stop would have to be like above here or something like that. Give me a little leeway in case they do choose to sweep it after I get in. See, have we caught up? Okay, we've caught up. All right, given that it's acting weird and laggy, we're gonna have to just kind of wait. So we've got like 3 hours of this backtesting for me to do. What does this look like on the 5 minute? Okay. It's one down close. We're in the middle of this puppy. Not weird at all. This is why you gotta be patient. Like, just because they dropped here doesn't mean it. The next two candles would have told me everything I needed to know, but I wasn't patient. And I need to work on that. Not being patient with trading. Our whole job is waiting. All right, about to be 11. Honestly, after this big drop, it's probably dead and gone for a potential. Like the most you could probably hope for is for them to drop and take the slow out, I think. So it's 11. We had two don't close candles. It's just a marking time movement. Can we get a sweep, please? I'm worried to move it forward because of the lag we saw for a second there. I like that we're in the middle of the fair value gap. If we drop below it, I will absolutely take the short. And I'll take it down to here and not worry about the rest. Because we dropped so much, like I can't ask a whole ton of it. It's also not weird for them to, after this big drop now, to just go sideways. It's not weird at all. So let's see, what's the high? This guy. This candle's the one that made the high so far, so this would be the order block if it dropped, but I expect them to sweep it. That did not do it. Come on. If I'm to get comfortable taking trades after 11 o'clock, I gotta wait this out. All right, we're going to push this to 11:05 and see if we get some movement. I'm now worried that we're gonna end up in just chop mode now. Okay. Got the sweep up now. Any kind of like aggressive drop below now, I'd be happy to take. New order block forming on the 1 minute. Because I know a lot of folks would be like, yeah, I'm taking the short here, my stop above here. But look, man, they love to create these areas and then, sweep them and then drop if they're going to continue downward. For me, I was looking for the little sweep. Doesn't have to be in anything too crazy. Then I need an aggressive candle that way. Otherwise, it's probably going to just come up here and tap this, which is perfectly acceptable as well. Both scenarios are like on the table for me. But in no way am I interested in a long. And now that we've run so far away from that daily extreme, I don't know if it's going to bother to come all the way down there. So I'm going to do that. Move that there as an area of interest. And we're going to use the daily one instead. And if we get an entry, but this is starting to feel very, okay, I'm going to see if we can move it to 11:15. I don't know if that's too far ahead, but I'm realizing that I need to trade the morning session. Slow grind upward. Well, seeing this, I probably would just throw the towel in for the day. Let's go to 11:20, because I'd still be looking, because I got a nice setup on Friday after hours. See? They tapped it. They tapped it. I was waiting for a tappy tap. Excuse me. Allergies, guys. Allergies are coming in hot. So remember I said I was okay with them tapping this guy? I want to see if they want to. So now they've tapped it. Let's see, there's something cleaner on the 2 minute. Okay. So I'd love for them to either tap it one more time, sweep that and drop, or just drop aggressively. And let's push it past 11:30 because I don't know if we're going to get any kind of movement. Okay, there we go. So, it's a slow grind up. So tapping that on the 2 minute, I'd love to see them take this low out, and then I would take a short. So let's drop to 11:35 and let's see what we get. We're just meandering about. Let's look at the 5 minutes. So just a slow grind up into this guy. Tapped it once, 1, 2, 3 times. So I am okay with a short. I would like to see it form aggressively on the 1 minute. There we go. All right. So this is the order block I'm interested in. So I'll do a sell from here. Let's see, 1 micro. These are the candles that took the highs out. So I'm gonna take it out of the order block. Let's put it at the body there. Can probably get away with 2 micros on this one. So let's see. Yep. Just drop that down. I don't know if they're gonna give us a chance to get in on this action, but let's aim for that. All right, let's see if because we have a nice shift. We've tapped into this guy. I love that. It's what I was waiting for. Let's see if we get big, nice fair value gap. They might just tap the body of this guy. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the order block, fair value gap. Tempted to put my entry right at the base of the fair value gap. Nice aggressive. I'm gonna just do that. See if I can get tagged in there. Oh, come on. Come on, TOS. Don't play games. Look at it. It went right through it. Why didn't it trigger? Maybe it'll trigger if it comes out one more time. So if it doesn't trigger and we drop from here, which is annoying, I will go back because I need to see what it would have netted. Come on. It like closed a whole body inside of it. All right, pause. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to pull it back to 1140 because you see my entry where it is. You see that I'm supposed to be in that trade. And TOS did not trigger the entry. So let's pull it back to 1140. Okay, and then let's slow it down because sometimes this when it's sped up, it doesn't actually do its job and put you in the setup. So we're here to get in the trade and see what it would look like. So we're just gonna push it back and let it run at normal speed to see if that will let us in because it should have triggered the entry. I'm gonna have to take an Allegro, guys. This, for real, like, this is why you wait for the setups. Like, taking it at the base was a bad play, so I gave back some profits for the week, being silly. So I just need to just not do that ever again. Okay. So as you can see, I'm not cheating because I had my setup, I had my entry in the right place. It didn't trigger. I just want to make sure it triggers. And then we can speed it back up again. Because sometimes TOS can be a little finicky. The on-demand feature for testing stuff out. So I need to hear the sound. I need to let it tell me that I'm not, I need to reduce the feeling every time I hear there we go. The entry sound. I need to make it remind me that I can win when that sound hits, because I've lost a lot with that sound. I'm used to it telling me I've lost. So that's why I need to hear the sound. I need to see the PNL. I need to see it moving so that I can like get comfortable and be okay um with the sounds, because my car also makes the sound whenever like a it's coming up on the same sound. It makes the same sound whenever it's coming up on like a light, or it's past like a traffic not a stop sign, but you know, like a traffic camera. And it can be really, really like stressful. So I'm not aiming for the lows, just the extreme of this down here with 2 micros. And that's a lot. That's plenty of movement, I think. So now we can speed it back up now that we've gotten into the trade. We can speed it back up and we can get it moving. Criteria for moving my stop. I need follow through. I need lows to be taken. I need some aggressive pushes down. I'll move my stop to just above this guy. Reduce, not break even, but you know, I like that it tapped it. If we can get a nice aggressive push, that would be awesome. Now, nice movement. If I'm trying to decide, like, you know, 2 micros, 3 micros, they can pay, right? They can really pay. So I've been wrestling with whether or not it's okay for me to like just get out like at like $300, or if I should just be aiming for, you know, let's aim for the fair value gap instead, you know, fair value gap down here. We've got $200. I feel like it's kind of counterproductive for me to take a loss on this trade. So I'm gonna move it just inside of my entry. Because I mean, $200 on a micro is pretty great, but this is the kind of shit. So I was wondering what they would do when they took this low out. So I need to see, it's okay if they tap that. I need to see some follow through that I can move my stop this way. I am going to be very salty if, you know, I got up to $200 on 2 micros and didn't take it. And I'm just wondering if I should just set like a $400 like expectation on 2 micros, $200 on 1 micro. See, look at this shit. Really? Really? Everybody got, this is aggressive. They took the low out. So that's why I moved it this way, because I don't really trust that they'll just keep dropping, but I want them to. So then there we go. All right. So if we're being honest, like my stop is supposed to be here, right? If I'm being really honest with you, my stop is supposed to be here. So I would have been stopped out on that guy. So I'm going to put it back here and let's see if we can continue dropping. Let's look at the 5-minute structure. Oof. Stop inside of the fair value gap is always a bad idea. A very, 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 very bad idea. A terrible idea. Because there's no reason for them to not want to tap into it. So I'm going to adjust myself to above this guy because I absolutely don't want. And I'm going to address my TP to the body of that 5-minute order block, because that should be plenty anyway. And then if we drop below here, so we need to be aggressive. But that's why I gotta check the 5-minute. Like, is my stop inside of a fair value gap? Yes. Oh no. You gotta move it because they love to tap that thing. Now we all know I should have been tagged out just now, but I'm happy I wasn't. So this is all about trade management at this point. If these guys need to take that low out, then I can move my stop right here. Entry's right here. And NQ, man, she's a real a-hole sometimes. She's a real a-hole sometimes. So I move my TP to the top of the 5-minute fair value gap. I don't know how much that is. Okay. Moving it to the top of that. Right there. And I swear to God, right there. So I don't like I don't like watching it on the 1 minute because the 1 minute like stresses me out. You know what I mean? Like it stresses me out. It makes me want to move my stuff around. Um, so inside of this fair value gap, and honestly, I really want to put my stop at the top of this candle right here. This 5-minute candle that's forming. If we extend out, I want it to extend down to the order block. So there's a problem with like using forming candles. Let me go. Let me go to the 1 minute. There's a problem with using forming candles for the setup. So I'm just gonna set it here. Entry is here. We've taken this low out. There's this propulsion block. They might want to run back up to it. So I'll set my stop above it. And let's see if we can't. What time is it? Noon? I was wanting them to blow through this guy. They tapped it and they're turning around. I don't like that. Giving back profits just seems crazy. What do you guys think? Like giving back profits on 2 micros. Like we're at about $200 on 2 micros. I'm still getting used to that. Like I've had $200 and then taken a full stop out at 180. I'm like, I don't know, should I allow that? But I'm also just trying to trade structure and where I think price is planning on going. If this takes this low out, I'm moving my stop right here. If we can drop. I'm going to cheat a little bit. No. Let's let it just unfold. And if we make a higher low here, then I will try and lock it in. But that kind of thinking also lost me like good profits too. So honestly, I'd prefer if I could just see the ticks and not the P&L. I'd prefer to see the ticks. Because seeing the P&L makes me want to take the profits. So far, because then seeing here makes me want to like move my stop down and take the profits and go on about my business. There's a propulsion block here. I have a reason. Order block, propulsion block, we dropped aggressively. So I'm setting my stop above the propulsion block because I'm hoping that when they tap it one more time, they will drop aggressively again from it. That's the hope anyway. Watching it on the 1 minute is insane. Taking a full stop out on something that's on 2 micros that's netted almost $300 so far seems really stupid. So I'm just going to try and sit through it. I'm just going to try and sit through it and hope for the best. But remember, they've already dropped like 50 million. I should probably not be too greedy. Should have probably taken my profits here when they tapped it and been okay. Listen to me talking myself out of this. It's because it's eroding and they're pushing up and they're pushing up. Uh, Now this is the thing I'm trying to work through now. Like, how do I decide when to get out of a 2 micro trade? Took the low out. We're respecting the propulsion block. Because Come on. Let that be your high and let's drop so I can move my stop here. Go. Show me some money. Show me some fake money. Also, this doing it this way helps me feel more comfortable putting the orders on. For real, it really does help me feel more comfortable putting the orders on. Like I feel almost like I want to put my stop right here, lock in a little bit more, but I think it's still gonna. I think it's still gonna drop. We're still respecting this order block right here. Tiny fair value gap right here. Oh, come on, don't do that. Where are we? 12. So we're lunchtime macro. I would have liked to see this candle close below here aggressively. If we get aggressive, I move my stop here and then I will just not touch it. So I just don't know. Like we're up. I don't know if I want to give back all that profits, but at the same time, it's that war inside of me. It's the war inside of me, like give back profits or let the setup play out. And I'm trying to let the setup play out be the primary the primary thing that I work with, you know? So we're letting the setup play out. That's looking really good. Once we take this lower, I'll move my stop to here. If we can get that, come on. You can do it. It's very aggressive. I love it. It's close. So right here is about 300 bucks. Trying not to think about the money. I really am. Did they take that low out? They did, shallowly. So I move my stop right here. So my entry was here. We're working with structure. We've tapped into the order block again, and we're hoping that we'll get them to tap further down into the 5 minute order block top. Not even trying to get too crazy. So about here is about 300 bucks, but right here is about 300 bucks. If we bust below here with some alacrity, I will move. Ugh, it would irk me to put my stop inside of this fair value gap though. It's okay if they tap into that. That's all right. Shallow pull. I need them to close inside of here aggressively. If they cannot do that, I would have wanted a nice aggressive, but again, it getting rejected in here. Waiting, being patient. Seeing your profits get eroded again, you know? It's okay. They did take the low out. So it's okay for them to tap that. I'd be okay for a nice tap and then let's drop. So this is how I would have like handled this thing. Would have been sitting there like fretting the whole time, just like I'm talking right now. Come on, let's push through this fair value gap. Let's push through this fair value gap. Let's come on. No, don't do that. See, this is why watching 1 minute candles is just detrimental to your health. Watching 1 minute candles move just makes you like, come on, let's get below here. Why are we rejecting off of this guy? It's not even at the order block on the 5 minute. What time is it? 12:22. Wow. Trading during lunchtime. No joke. We're at like 300 bucks. I'm almost, if we get below this low, I'm just gonna like, what's that 5 minute candle look like? Come on. Ugh. I don't like that fight. Still getting rejected off of this fair value gap. Don't do that. Like it's losing steam. And if it loses steam, I don't know, maybe I should give it a time limit. Because now, like, there's a fair value gap on the 5 minute right here. Come on. You know what? Let's push this to 12:30. So we'd be sitting in this trade, hoping to get our TP after a gross, a very, very aggressive drop that we missed already. And we're getting rejected off of this fair value gap right here after the nice drop. Now the question becomes, do I just take my profits and get out? What would you guys do? I'm hoping we've taken the lows out each time. Marking time is 12:31. I swear to God, if I hold on to this trade and I get stopped out, I'm going to be pissed. If I give back all of that money, look at, damn it. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So what that tells me is maybe that's the end of this run. And this is why you use structure. You just don't put your stop just any old place. If we can't get past this low, I'm going to move my stop to right down here and lock it in because I'm not giving back this much on 2 micros again. If this candle doesn't close into this thing aggressively, come on. Don't mess about. There you go. Oh my God. Look at that. Almost near a stop out. Ah, that's just irritating. And NQ, she is so annoying that she's more than likely to try and run all the way back up. Just move my stop right there. Run all the way back up again. But this is a nice, clean looking set of candles. I'm the next one that closes this way, I'm going to move my stop to right here. I don't care anymore. We're going to lock in the 300 and fire bun. But again, trying the hardest to, for some reason, being inside of this fair value gap, man. Like, can we not? Can we not do that? Ah, we come on. If we drop below here this high, I know it's inside a fair value gap. I am going to put my stop right here and fire button for everything else. Can you please, come on, show some follow through? Come on, come on, come on. Let that be it. Nice tap. Let's drop. Let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing my emotions. Ah. All right, so far we're gonna lock in that much in case they want to tap in here. If we get below here, I'm putting it here. Come on. So close. It's not that far. You can do it. You can do it. This is what trading's like, man. Like just talking yourself into some shit. Come on. Don't do that. Don't, yes, please just go that way. All right, stop to here. I don't care. But there's that other thought, right? Like you spend so long in this trade. Do you want to go away with less than you were expecting? Damn it. Uh, that's why you gotta just, walk away, right? Like manage your trade, put it in your profits, and then just walk away. 'Cause look at this shit. Like, come on. And let's be honest, right? Like on two micros, it's a great trade. Got that. It's got plenty on two micros. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of movement. So you're still going to be good to go, but just need that little bit of drop. And then somehow it's just, she teases you. She teases you so much. So at this point, I'm just in the business of locking it in. I don't even care. I'm just, stop moving my stop around. Okay. Swear to God, this candle doesn't do it. I'm putting that there. That candle's got to do it, or else I'm just gonna get knocked out on that candle. I don't care. We're so close. What do they say? Don't be a dick for a tick. All right, we're so close. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. My candle is just forming. Like, there we go. Jesus. I know it's just backtesting, but that stressed me the hell out. And then, of course, you're rude enough to like want or drop more. But that's good, right? Made back the losses, made more money. Everybody's happy. What a pain. Ugh. Okay, moving on to Friday. How long? Oh my God, that took an hour? Jesus. And I could have gone for more, but I'm like, this is nerve-wracking. And they've already dropped so much, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, when they've dropped so much, I gotta be more conservative. All right, so February 27th, 9:40. We've taken the previous day's low out, taken the daily extreme. There's more sell side. Still bearish then. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like. All right, 4 hours looking, you know, bearish. Did we take London highs are up here approximately? They've definitely taken London lows, that's for sure. Plus, it's an equal high right there, too. And we gotta check, see if there's any news. So some buy side liquidity up here. I'm just gonna say London. And let's note that. Gotta know where your targets are. And they've already, wait, they hadn't taken the daily extreme yet. Okay, cool. It's still in play. All right, so it's Friday. There's literally no reason to bum rush anything from my perspective. We would have made a decent amount of money on micros for the week. And so we would have to see very bearish, very aggressive. So they just, oof, look at that. Oh, let's see if there's any news. Was there any news? It's 8:30, core PPI. Okay. So there is news at 8:30. They just took this extreme out, so that's dead and gone. And we have London highs all the way up here. We're very bearish. So the 15-minute. So from yesterday, I could have gone for a little more, but that's all right. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah. They really just gave me a run for my money, but that was good. It was a good trade. All right. So it's 9:46. We've taken the extreme out. London lows. I don't know. Is Asia lows out too? Definitely. So let's see. It's been a slow grind down. Yep. And so this is quite possible. Sort of been just going sideways, right? So things I don't like when they take the high out, take the low out. It's not great. So we took the low out, not low, but the extreme, the daily extreme here. And there's more sell side down here. If they bust past it with some alacrity, then we could aim for that. But it's also a beautiful spot for a reversal. So 5-minute order block, they took that out. Looks like they're shifting here. no news, so no additional news. And this is what this 5 minutes. So what do I care to use for any kind of long? So we have this, let's look to the left here. So we have this bullish fair value gap that's been used multiple times. Let's just make sure, just add that in. It's used, but we tapped it, ran up. We tapped it, stayed up, then we dropped below it, tapped it, and then dropped nicely. Beautiful. So either we reclaim this fair value gap or we use it as an inversion for continuation shorts. I don't know how married to that idea I am, the shorts, since it's already tapped the extreme and we have no more news. So we're still bearish. Got to see a nice reaction from there. So let's see. So we could do a similar scenario, a similar setup as we saw yesterday. They tapped it, took out, and then gave us a nice aggressive move down. So let's wait and see. Okay, look at that. So this would be the 1 minute order block right here. We have a propulsion block right there. So I would be interested in an entry right there. We got to get a nice aggressive drop below that though. Again, it's Friday, so there's no reason to risk a whole bunch of your stuff. They've tapped the propulsion block right here with this candle. So let's see, we have an inversion. So propulsion inversion right here, not a bad play. Also, it's not clean. And I gotta get comfortable with using the inversion fair value gaps as entries with the order block. I like this. I like this a lot. And honestly, with continuation trades, you really, really don't need to, at least I'm finding, you don't need to wait for like two levels of shifts. You know, price is already, you know, dropping and going down. If I were to take it at the base of this one, let's look at the 2 minute. Sometimes a 5 minute entry is really good too, you know? So we had sweep, we had a nice juicy shift, return into the order block. If this shifts up, then, you know, it's a long up to here. If it continues down, it's a short, and I'd be looking for the internal sell side liquidity down here. So on the 5 minute, it's just kind of looking kind of sideways for me. So that's why I'm not like super pressed to take anything right here. But, you know, I will consider the long, especially if we get in here and we close above it. And then I would be interested in taking a long inside of here to the London highs. But again, it's Friday. So it's a Friday, so I'm not super pressed to take a trade. I'll be happy with my wins for the week. Yep. Well, so far, 10 o'clock. That's why sometimes looking at the higher time frame is better. Staring at the 1 minute, it'll lie to you. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I was very, very leery because they took an area I was already interested in. So let's see if we get the opportunity for a long this way. Looks very promising for longs. We forming a fair value gap in here. I prefer to use this one, like this right here, juicy. I would have taken the short from here with a stop above that. Okay, nice. All right. The other thing they could do too, you know, is they could tap into it one more time, use it as an inversion, and then drop aggressively, which case the short could still be in play. But this looks very much more bullish for me. But it's all about how this 5 minute candle closes. So let's push it forward by a minute. and let it close. Okay. So that's looking real good for longs. Oh, this is a 2 minute. Guys, I thought it was on the 5 minute. Why didn't you tell me? Hmm. Let's see. So I'm going to drop to the 1 minute and let's see what we have in here. It's looking very promising. Very, very promising. Let's say, oof, I like that. Let's say we get a 2 micro buy from here. And then let's say we go to just below there. Otherwise, this entry would also, an entry here would also be something I'd be interested in. Because I don't know if they want to blow back below it now. Well, let's wait for that, okay. Let's wait for that candle to close before I do anything, before I move anything. Okay. So we'll take a 2 micro trade there, and our stop will end up being, so let's see if this will hold, okay? And then if we can get the rejection back up from here. If we get a nice rejection, we got a little order block here. My stop's below this guy. It's 2 micros, so let's see. My hope is that they'll just tap it and then, push aggressively up that way. That's the way I use the inversion. So we need to see some aggressive moves that way. Let's go up to the higher time frame. Let's see where the 15-minute high, 15 minutes looking really good. So I don't need all of London high. So looking like we're getting some good movement. Let's go back to our 1 minute. Nice. Let's see if we can get up there. So I'm using the inversion so now instead of an inversion, it's a reclaimed fair value gap. And so I love that we tapped into it, into the 1 minute order block. We tapped it and then we pushed up. So once we get some more movement that way, I can move my stop to, I'll move my stop to below this fair value gap. Because if we come back and blow through that, then, I'm definitely cooked. Is that a thing? Cooked? I was watching a show the other day and I keep hearing them say cooked. So I like the reaction here. I don't like this. It's not weird for them to come back and touch the fair value gap again, but oof. Really? I've been to the whole body. That looks like it's gonna come and take me to the cleaners. So reasons for the entry. We swept the daily extreme here. Nice juicy shift here on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. And we pulled up above the fair value gap. I wanted an entry down here, so I've left my stop where it is. What I don't want to see, if it's going to be reclaimed, is them close below it, which they're doing right now. So that's not great. That's not great at all. So yeah, I think I'm cooked. This is where I originally wanted an entry. But yeah. So sometimes I'm not. So they might use this now as an inversion and drop. So if the original entry would have been better, So we need to leave here. What is it? 10:20. Let's close the body above this thing. Yeah, this is why my stop was had to cover this guy and most of this guy and the Fair Value Gap, like three things in between. So if they're going to like cook me, get my ass handed to me. So let's see if we can just keep moving that way. Which case I can move my stop to here. So if we can get a nice aggressive push above here, that would be nice. Let's see what this looks like on the 5 minute because oof, that's ugly. And my stop's inside of a fair value gap. I hate that. I do not like that at all. So we got to get past all these wicks. And that's not good. I did not realize that we were going to be, well, how would I know that they'd be forming all these wicks? I don't like that. That's always a lot of painful irritation. So we need to get past this wick. We need to close aggressively. We need to close aggressively. So that's looking a lot better. I can move my stop to here. If we can get above this guy. There's still a minute left in that 5 minute candle, so it's all about the closures, man. If you don't get good closures, so I don't even know if the chat's working. Is the chat working for you guys? Okay, that's a much better closure there. I would have preferred a body, but we had a lot of wick to fight through here. A lot of wick. Come on, do your job. Don't, don't do that. Sorry. You know, now we just have to wait and be patient. I gotta sit through these emotions, you know? I don't like, this is a better closure. I like that. It still looks really promising on the 5 minutes. So the next couple of candles will tell me if this is going to be a good trade or not. If we can close bullishly here, then we should be okay. Otherwise, we might be just going sideways. I like that we've used the middle of this fair value gap well here. So we need to just keep reclaiming it and keep moving forward. There's another minute left in this 5 minute candle. I'm gonna type into the chat. I'm just curious because from the power outage, I just don't know if the chat got reconnected or not. Because no one said anything for like an hour. Okay, so that's a nice closure. Not the best, but it's better. So the next two 5 minute candles will tell me what's up. What's up. Not the bare minimum. I'm gonna move my stop to below that low right there. Reduce my thing. Not in the fair value gap. I'd like to see them leave that open. So we've rejected off of this thing nicely. We've stayed below. Come on. But this wicking, I just don't like. So either I get stopped out here and we continue this downtrend, or we stay above the midpoint of this fair value gap. And with bodies, nope. No, we do not. No, we do not. That's so mean. It's looking promising. But again, always gotta wait for the candle to close. Let me pull this over a little bit. Whoops. Some days you get lucky and movement is clean, other days not so much. I really just don't know if the chat's connected or not. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just go on and assume. All right. Can we get some follow through in the next candle? Because now I'm just stuck in chop, which is not cool, man. Not cool. Being stuck in chop is not where you want to be, man. It's not where you want to be. So far, I'm still happy. We've respected the midpoint of this fair value gap, so I still expect it to go up. Is that the one last screw with folks and then go? Hmm. Chop. Chop suey, y'all. We're stuck in chop suey. Come on, let's get a nice aggressive. Let's be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. We close this body above here. We're sitting pretty, I think. That's what that 15-minute candle looks like. Oof. Oh, that can't take that high out though. That is not great for me. It's not, it has to be like the day before where even though we're getting the wicks, but they were still taking out the lows, you know? If we don't get that in this 15-minute candle, there's still 5 minutes left in it. Oof. You know what? Let's push this forward 5 minutes. Sigh. Sometimes you can just get into a trade and it just does not work out. It doesn't matter how good it is. They just don't want to move anymore. Okay, good. That 15-minute candle did close above here, which is beautiful, but what the fudge sickle is this movement? It did push above. Oh, is it just catching up? Let's see. Okay, that's scary. 10, 15. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's better. There we go. Now we're getting some follow through. Jeez. Let's go to the 1 minute and let's work some structure in here. All right, so we swept down. Da, da, da. Let's keep moving. So I'm gonna move my stop to just below the midpoint of the fair value gap here. Still not like, in profit, but still moving forward. So they made it equal highs and they swept. Come on. You don't need to come back down to here again. You really don't. If this makes a new low right here and then pops up, I'll move my stop to give me a little something, something. So we know about around in here is about $200 on these two micros. So I'll watch it on the 5 minute. It's less stressful. So we have this big order block right here. We've closed above it nicely. Let's push this forward another 5 minutes and see if we get some follow through, because let's be honest, my stop is supposed to be here. Because structure. And this is just getting real sad. Okay, so let's put this back to the 1 minute, and I would have been stopped out right here. So let's just let it stop me out, which is really annoying. Good. There we go. All right, so then I give back my stuff, and that would be the end of it for this week. Damn it. Should have just moved my stuff into profit there, I think. Yeah. All right. That's the end of February. Let's finally get into March. So I think the moral of the story there for that Friday trade is Once you're in some profit after all this crap, just stay in profit. Move the stop up because there's no need to. All right, let's go to the daily here. All right, so well, that is not juicy at all. Okay. Let's look at the 4 hour for the Monday. So London would have taken out all of the juicy lows. And then we would have this gap up here to contend with, this volume imbalance to contend with on the 4 hour. Just going to note that and give it the purple. That's what light purple means, is volume imbalances. And so let's check. Was there news? So the second, we had news at 10 o'clock. So I am going to cheat because I would have waited until 10 o'clock to get into any kind of a trade. It's also a Monday, so I'm not pressed. Okay, so it's still very bearish, but we've taken out the internal liquidity here, and we are coming back up really aggressively. So I'm going to note that. That's an aggressive 4-hour candle. Let's go to the 1 hour. That's an aggressive 1 hour. That looks like we might want to go for the highs there. So 10 o'clock. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Would prefer if they dropped back down into this guy and then pushed up. In this case, I think the 1 minute would be a detriment to me. Yep. Sideways. No, I can't see anything. I don't know how to. Okay, so the chat seems to be a problem. Let's pause this real quick. How do I fix the chat? So I've been trying to talk. Let's see, reset, community, reactions, timestamps. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the chat. Let me do a quick Google foo. How to fix YouTube chat when it's disconnected. Yeah, let's just do a little troubleshooting real quick because my internet connection's fine. Disable browser extensions, streaming software. There's no chat restrictions. How to fix... Okay, how to fix YouTube live chat. Okay, when it's disconnected. Refresh the stream. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my page here. Oh my God, seriously. All I had to do was refresh the window and I could see it, guys. I couldn't see the chat at all. My God, what is going on? There you guys are. What's up, Dogface? Are you scared? Okay, I can finally see the chat, guys. What the hell? I just had to refresh my window. I didn't realize that was a thing. You see it trending now and starting to consolidate. Why wouldn't you set your entering that wick break confirmation? Damn it, I missed all this good conversation. To wait for the proper retest, then to take the confirmation. Okay. All right, guys. I can see the chat now. Great. Let's keep it moving. Oh man, I can't believe I missed that. Okay, wait. We're in a new week. I gotta reset the account here. I don't care about last week's winnings. We're on a new week, new P&L. Good. All right. I can see the chat now. Oh my God, ridiculous. Can you guys say something? Anything, just anything. Just to make sure I can actually see it. Just say anything. I don't care what it is. It does. It's. I think it's connected. I can see all the previous things you guys have said. Okay. Anyway, hey, dog face. Welcome, welcome, Bob, Wolfie. I apologize. My internet went out and the window came back, but the chat just was stuck. So as soon as I refresh my window, I see that you guys have been chatting this whole time. Are you guys? Is it still bugged? Oh my god! I'm gonna refresh my window again. Okay, it's not. It's not. It's not still bugged. You guys just aren't talking now. Okay, whatever. All right. Well, I should be able to see whatever you're saying now. So let's keep going. So there's news at 10 o'clock, and we've taken out lows, and we've pushed up aggressively. I would have preferred if they had swept this low right here to take a long into, and let's go up to the 15 minute. Let's find London. Oh, look at the gap, you guys. Like, this is just pure gap fill right here. They're just going for pure gap fill. Technically, this open 6 o'clock. So they're looking to fill this gap, which isn't weird. I mean, they do that. There was like a Monday where I think they just sort of there was a Monday where they just kind of ran up and just filled the gap up. What's odd though, what's odd is the fact that I couldn't see, I'm just now seeing the gap here. This is what it is on the 1 hour. So they're just filling the gap now. With that knowledge in mind, I would love for them to sweep into here. It would be nice. Take the lows out and then a nice aggressive push up to continue the gap fill. That would be nice. I have some equal highs up here. What's that? For this day, for this day, they've already taken out London highs, Asia highs, all that stuff. Anyway, what do you guys think about the trade on the last day of February, right? Like it was chopping about and it finally moved up. Like, should I have moved my stop into profit instead of taking like the full or semi full stop out there? What do you guys think? So I don't know if we get anything. Let's look at the 1 minute. Like 9:30 did the tiniest of manipulations right here and then just blew up. Just blew. They use this to take that out, but I would have preferred that, but I get it. I don't know, like a 1 micro trade, the gap is almost filled. It's not even worth it. If I'm being honest with you, it's not even worth it. And I'm like ignoring my tea here. It's not worth it because it'd be better if this had formed further down in the gap and then we could like, you know, ride it up for full gap fill. See, what day was this? This was March 2nd. Was I in the office that day? Let me see. I was in the office. No, I wasn't. I was in the office this month. This one. So every 2 weeks or so, I have to go in the office. So I was in the office on the 9th here, but not the 2nd. So I was home for this. And no joke, like during the day, I am so excited. I'm finally over my all my 9:30 calls. Those are gone. Like, oh my God. And but my 10 a.m. calls are still a thing. So in this weirdness here, let's look at it on 5 minute because I would have big 5 minute candle, like big 5 minute candle. Like, I don't know. Like Bob, you probably would have like seen the pull up and taken an entry here with a stop below here, right? For long, depending on where your levels were. Because I see your 5 minute close working quite well right here. But all the wicking below, I don't like that. So far I would not have caught something. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I can now see the chat. All right, Bob, I can see. Good. Good, good. I'm glad you can see because we have eyes and we have ears and we have noses and we have senses that use all those things. I am being silly. Ignore me, you guys. But gap fill incoming and gap fill without an entry. At least not for me. I mean, they ran up here, they came down, took this shallowly. I don't necessarily like that personally. It's not like my favorite type of setup. This kind of sideways thing is not right. I would have preferred if this, at minimum, had taken this low and then ran up aggressively. Then I would have been more than happy to take a long from this body right here. However, like I said, I would have preferred if they had formed all of this at the low or further down so you get more of a risk to reward on it. Right now, we're not really getting that, so there's nothing for me to do, which is really annoying. Days like this is just kind of like you just gotta watch it run away. Let's push this forward to 10:15 and see what we're working with here. So there we go. Mostly gaps, mostly filled. And this is an old London high. We have some equal highs up here that could still be in the runnings if they want to come get it. But without with the gap basically filled, I don't know if I'd be looking to do anything. And I almost feel like that's probably what happened that day too. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't take a trade. So let me adjust this. Equal highs right here. This, that, nice juicy. So I don't like these days, you know? I don't like big push up and then no clear structure for me to get in. You know, like at most, remember like when I took that short when it was dropping at the 5 minute order block, like you could do that and then a stop below there and that would have worked on this day. But I don't like it. It's another 1 hour. Yeah, look at that. On the 1 hour, you know, they could roll up into these highs. Very aggressive right here. It's all about how they close though. But London would have gotten a little bit of something to work with. And we just aggressively ran up. I feel like could be like a YOLO day. What do you guys think? Did you guys get a trade on that day? Bob, Wolfie, did you get a trade? You know, I just read that. Dogface is like, "What's up?" And Wolfie's like, "Wolf eats dogs. That's what's up." Dogface is like, "Really?" Oh man, that was funny as hell. Oh, I just saw that. If you're trading order block, you need to wait for a proper retest of it, then take the confirmation. Yep. You traded Monday to Thursday last week. Nice. What about the week before, the first week of March? How was that week for you? Did you trade this day, March 2nd? Very aggressive. Like the overarching trend is down, but we've had a we've had a very aggressive push up so long as, you know, as long as You do not recall? Okay, that's fair. I would have to, I mean, you'd have to look at your like if you're tracking your trades or anything, you'd have to look at your your journal or whatever it is. Speaking of journals, let me let me check mine because I'm pretty sure I didn't take a trade on this day, but I will. I do track every single trade I take. So let's take a look at my live trade journal for 2026. So I would normally do like a week. Hold on, let me see. So three, I did not take any trades on 3-2. Yeah. So we are seeing if there's anything we could do. Now for shorts, plenty of juice below. You can dig into this fair value gap here, but it's very aggressive. Pre-market, they took out. Ooh, crazy. London lows is down here. Ha ha ha. I had not even considered it. It's still all the way down here, so that's nice. And the highs are already, this is the London session right here. Basically, this like market maker model, like we it is the market maker model. We made a low and then we started to trend back up. Love that. So it's Sunday. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Checking the weather here. So the weather's been a little bipolar. We had like 280 something degree days last week. It was glorious. I wore shorts. It was, and then the next day it was snowing. It made no sense at all. All right, let's push through this gap fill because there's nothing for me to do on this day. So I don't know. We might move to the next day because once the gap's filled, I mean, I have no more targets I care about. I don't even care about the equal highs, honestly. I don't. Wait, is Dogfish still here? I didn't get to say hello properly because my chat was bugging out. And we had a weird um power outage that screwed everything up. Because I came up here, I restarted my laptop, I turned off Nord, and then a minute or two into the stream, the power went out. And like a brownout, just, and then came right back, like right after. And then I had to wait for the router to come back up so I could get my interwebs. Okay, so I don't know, would we call this exhaustion? I don't think so. Exhaustion to me at this point would be if this big 5 minute order block right there, they'd have to drop below it for me to care. And then I need to see some follow through. And then we could like aim for London lows down here, or at least, the bodies or whatever. But if 11 o'clock hits and we don't have more clarity, I'm not interested. Let's be honest. Because that's a big aggressive move. Could just go sideways. Okay, I'm just pushing time forward. Excuse me. So for this week, we've taken no trades yet. All right, and this is why we don't preemptively go into shorts. You got to have a rule, you got to have a reason and an area you're interested in. This is the 5 minute order block, all of these. A drop below that, and then a continuation down would make me interested in some sort of short. And London lows are still juicy down here, waiting to be taken. Woohoo! But we're coming to a point where my appetite for this day's trading is super low. because we're just finishing up the gap fill here. Let's see on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, all we did was come back down to the order block, swept this low out, and then ran back up. An entry on the 1 minute. Let's see, that took it out. But would be this guy, but they're just running away. So I don't like these types of days, like when we don't get like some clean movement. But hey, consolidation, sweep of all that, um, fill the gap in. So far on the 5 minutes, if I were to take a long on the 5 minutes, it would have to be at the body here with a stop below here. But why would I do that? The gap's almost filled. Like, you have to take into account your risk reward. Like, for me, the way I trade, I'm trading from uh, a high time frame PD array to the next, basically. Like, for me, I need to see something taken, nice shift in structure, and the area I want to take my profits should be far away, or far enough away that I get at least a minimum 1 to 2 on the setup. But with the gap fill, I mean, it's quite possible they fill the gap and then just drop. I don't know. But it's almost 11, and I don't know if I care to sit around. And I think that's what I did. Like, I looked at it, I was like, this is some bullshit. And now I'm just going to close and do my job and come back next day. And I did go back the next day on 3-3, and definitely, I think I took a loss on 3-3. A loss I didn't necessarily need to take, but I did take it. Again, similar situation with, like, if I'm up on 2 micros, $200, like, do I just lock it in, or do what I did in the last successful trade with 2 micros and then just trade structure and expect price to just play out the way it's supposed to? Let's push this forward 5 minutes. So with the gap fill, that's what I'm saying. Like, taking an entry close to where you would take your TP doesn't make any sense. It's sad. And some days you just don't get the follow through that you want, but that's all right. You just keep it moving. So just out of curiosity, because I would not have taken, let's push this to 12 o'clock just to see what price did after that, because I wouldn't have bothered with taking anything else in here. Okay, so it would have continued up and it would have gone to the equal high. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie though. I would have liked the sweep here. If not that, I would have liked the sweep. But the structure here is not perfect for me. Let's look at the 1 minute real quickly, just to see what we could have even done. Because I wouldn't have minded. Yeah, I don't like this price action. Like, the sweep down, and then they ran away, and then you'd have to just YOLO to get into this trade. So yeah, there's nothing on the second for me. Let's move to the third. And let's go to 940 as always. And then let's take a look at the daily really quickly. Okay. Oh my God, look at this. Seriously? So let's clean up a little bit. We'll leave this gap because they're still sitting inside of it body-wise. I mean, wick-wise. So this guy, before we could even do anything, took out this internal low, took out the daily extreme. Oh my goodness. get rid of the equal highs, and let's get rid of the equal highs, and we still have let's just call that buy side liquidity right here. So so we've taken the previous day low out already. That one, these equal lows gone, the extreme gone. All right. So, yeah. So I had spec'd out 50% of the wick. Let's see if there's any news on this day. So the Tuesday, there's no news. So nothing to worry about there. And we've swept all of the things I would care about for shorts. Great. And yeah, so the daily extreme's gone. Bye, Felicia. And where's ninth? So London would have had a nice session here. Like nice drops. Sweeping all the liquidity. Beautiful. So now we've swept all the liquidity. We've taken this low out. So we have this. Ugh, actually, goodness. I would like for this to take this low out. So this would be the new order block on the 1 hour. But let's see. Do we have anything juicy? So we've taken a bunch of lows out. I don't know if there's much I could have done. I think the trade I took was in the PM. Let's see. Let me zoom in here on the trade I did take in the hopes that they would want to continue. Nope, it was in the morning here. And it was around the 10 o'clock time frame after this big old drop. Okay, so the trade itself is not bad. Sorry, guys. It's my allergies. It's not bad at all. So let's see if I see the same things that I saw. So on the 5 minute, and honestly, I don't even have this volume imbalance in here. Big drops, sweep up, nice shift. Rejection off of this thing. There's no news. I don't know. There's no 5 minute fair value gap for me to play with either. So for the trade I did take, I ended up in that trade around 10, like 10:35 or something like that. So there was some sort of setup that showed around that time that would have made this useful to me. This is March 3rd, right? Make sure I'm not. Yeah, March 3rd. So let's see what the 1 minute looks like in this whole situation. Okay. So we swept all these guys out. A 1 minute shift would occur below here. And we have to aim for the low or at least the order block or something. Fair value gap down here. They dropped a lot and they've taken everything out. So the thing that I should have done better with the trade that I took on this day is I should have been more aggressive with my take profit. I was talking to myself the whole time saying they've already taken all the lower time frame lows. Like you don't have a clear TP, and I was just technically really just looking to see if they would hit the extreme of this, I think. and not anything else below it, right? But still. So I'm trying to see how this definitely says March 3rd. And from I have maybe a 15-minute fair value gap that I was using. Bearish fair value gap that I was using instead of the volume imbalance. But I think we'll use the volume imbalance for this. Okay, so it's after 9:45. I don't trade until after 9:45. So I'm just looking at the trade I took and I'm like looking for, this is on the 1 minute. So I'm looking for the reason why I would have taken this, because this does not. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. I see what I did because I think the trade I took was lower down. Like looking at the price action here without having to deal with like meetings and being distracted and knowing that we've swept this probably would have looked, let's see what we could do better versus the trade we did take. So on the 2 minute, like nice sweep up, we did shift below the order block right here. I would have preferred a body below it, if I'm being honest with you. Let's see what the 5 minute. And I think that's probably why I ended up taking the trade so late. Also, the fact that this 5 minutes, you know, probably. I think I meant to take the entry at the volume imbalance. Mm. So on the 1 minute, we haven't shifted. On the 2 minutes, we sort of had, but it's not the kind of shift I like. I don't like a wick. I need a body. So, so at this point, I would have been in a call, like glancing back and forth, and listening. And that would have been detrimental to my trading. So I try not to take trades when I'm like distracted or in meetings and stuff. It's really hard to try and do this to work full time and then also be trying to trade as well. It's very annoying. So we've taken this high out, we've made a lower high here, tapped into this. So if we can get below here, here's a nice, depending on how this candle closes, right? We're creating a nice little crack in the middle there. I like those little cracks, But we haven't had a shift. And so far, we've been very bearish. We had a bit of a bullish run up and then we continued the bearishness here, and then we ran back up again. So overall, I'm bearish given the price action where we are. I should just, don't like that they've taken everything that was of interest to me. But I like the lower high here. It's like a head and shoulders, right, Bob? There's one head, one head, one head. So once you break the shoulder, you should be able to get in there, right? And no joke, with, let's see, what does a 1 micro look like with that? Okay, let's try a 2 micro trade with that. We just broke below us. This is kind of more aggressive than I'm used to. And yeah, let's just aim for these lows here and not like look for too much. Because I think that's what I did wrong last time. Like I was up like a decent amount and I was just not doing what I was supposed to do. Like I was up about $200 and I let it like come back and, kick me in the face. Okay. Yeah, so let's see if so this is the 5 minute order block right here. So that I'd have to take a one micro trade with this if I take the 5 minute order block instead of the entry I want on the 1 minute, because they could just easily run away now and take the low out that I'm looking for. So we swept up. We just shifted sort of a body. It's not the best. So I will take the 1 minute entry if I can get it. Let's see. But this is a big rejection from here. It's a big rejection. So sometimes the 5 minute entry is better. So I'm waiting to see. Uh, it's not 10 o'clock yet, so I'm not like super pressed. So we're gonna see if this is gonna work. I really should take it as a one micro trade. I'm being honest with you. I really should. Wait, that's not in the break. Put it right in the break, right there. Okay. It should be one micro trade because I want my stuff above here. But we're in, and we're gonna see if that holds. Otherwise, we're just getting our asses handed to us. But I love these little guys. Like we broke below here. We made this high. This is where my stop should be. But for 2 micros, I'm okay with just covering 3/4 of the order block. So if we can get a nice little continuation that way, it'd be nice. But it looks like maybe not. All right, now we just gotta wait. They've already dropped and taken a lot of liquidity. So this is the trade I should have taken if I had not been distracted. I don't actually know if this will work. If this drops below this low here in a nice juicy candle, because 1, 2, this is the one that tagged me in. I'd love, love, love to see the next one be a down close candle. Oh, wait, let's speed that up. It's a good entry because I'd like to put my stop right here if I could. But I don't like 1, 2, 3 of those. I would have preferred another down close candle here. But it is what it is. We get stopped out. We get stopped out. We're back to basically our entry area here. Okay. Oh, come on. Follow through that. Follow through. Follow through. We're not asking for a lot. Just these lows down here. You can do it. Let's look at the 5 minute. It's not super duper exciting on the 5 minute there, but if we can close below there, then I can absolutely move my stop down. Let's see if that's curves. That's what I should have done. I don't like all this wicking, but we took the low out. It's still looking good. Just need some follow through. It's not that far away. 10 o'clock is close. What do you guys think about this setup though? This is like that head and shoulders thing, and a little bit more aggressive than I'm used to, than I usually take. But with the micros, I feel like I can be more aggressive and, get like a better risk to reward on the setups. So let's see here. Can we get some follow through? Okay, that's looking good. We took that low out. So I'm going to set my stop right above that high right there. So my entry's right here. So I'm not quite it's not quite break even, but the closer we get to the TP, I'm just going to lock it in. So it'd be nice if we could just drop here. Just keep going. You can do it. Do you find that as traders, we spend a lot of time like trying to cajole the markets to do Look at this bullshit. Really? Really? What was that? Why? Why did we do that? Why did we need to do that? It's been so much. You know what? I was so mean. I was so mean. I don't know about you guys, man, but trading is a beautiful thing, but dang, that was unnecessary. Why do we need to do all of that? Like, if I put my stop anywhere else, if I was trying to lock in more profits, my ass would have been grass, like straight up. Straight up just grass. It came back to the entry again, and then what was that? Could you stop? Could you just drop? Could you just drop? Could you we spent so much time cajoling the markets to do what we wanted to do. Why? You're so close to the low. Just go there. It's not that hard. These candles are just giving me heartburn, no joke. All right, well, we're getting close to our TP, right? So, what this candle tells me is that nothing I do is safe. Oh man, that was ridiculous. Like, what the hell? Seriously, what the hell? What was that candle about? And what are you getting stuck on? Why? Why are we doing this? What? Why? God, seriously? Why? Why do we need to do that? Why are we doing this? Why can't we just go for this low like a normal person and not be so wicky? You've taken no lows out. Come on. So that's the kind of thing that really irks me. I don't know, man. Do you guys spend a lot of time cajoling the markets to just like trying to sweet talk it, like, come on, you can do it, you can get there, you want to, yeah. Do you guys do that? I think a lot of traders do that. Okay, when it takes this low, I am at least going to cover. Because what? Why? Well, you know what? This is why. We're inside of this area that price has just sort of hung about in, and we're doing it again. Oh, look at this. Is this the 1 minute? Oh my God. You know what? Come on. You don't need to come back up here. Why are you doing that? Oh, that's so irritating. It looks better on the 5 minute. It looks better on the 5 minute. So this is the point when it's starting to do this foolishness that I'm like, should I cut my losses and then come back later? Like, I don't need to get the full pull. That's why I'm constantly thinking in my head, like, do I them erode my profits, or do I just follow structure and keep trading? I'm trying my best to just follow structure and keep trading the structure and just aiming for the things that make sense. Because look at this foolishness. Now I'm gonna get stopped out for negative bullshit instead of taking like the 300 bucks. Why? Ugh. And I'm thinking like maybe I should have taken that weird wick as like as some sort of sign, right? Is that what I should have taken the wick as some sort of sign like that they're gonna, mess around, come for me? It still looks like it wants to go down though. It looks like it wants to go down. But I need this 5 minute candle, which it closes in like right now. All right, we still got rejected like this guy. Come on, let's get some. Let's get out of this muck. That's the problem with being in these areas. Like I probably should have set my TP to here just understanding that it was going to be such a pain to get past this space. Are we going to go now? They took that low out. New 5 minute candle. You can do it. Come on. Come on, you're so close. 1 minute. All right, so that's a nice push down. We're close. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Oh, come on. You tapped it. Come on. There we go. Awesome. All right. So that's the trade I should have taken. Even though it's annoying as hell. But that would have been a nice 2 micro trade. A little bit more aggressive. Yep. Okay. Very nice. So reasons we swept. Nice juicy move down. We swept it again. Nice juicy move. It's not as juicy as I would have liked, but still juicy. And then we failed to make a higher high and then we dropped aggressively. So that's why I was like interested in a little break here for the entry. But they teased me a lot on that, man. They teased me so much. Looks like I could have squeezed a little bit more juice out of that, but that's all right. That was annoying as hell though. But that would be a good start. Now let's take a look at the trade I did take and what I should have done better with the setup. So later on, because I didn't take this because I was like, it's so choppy. Oh my God, it's so choppy. I know, right? Um, so because of the choppiness, I waited for this. So I'm just looking at my stuff now. Look at me. I could have taken a much more out of that. But hey, profit is profit. No guarantees. They came and took the extreme out here. Very nice. Very nice. So here's what I was thinking, right? If they come back up into here and then we get a nice aggressive move from here, then we could, you know, if they don't take the low out, then we could get the low out here. So just wanted to mark that out. And then let's nip out to 10:30. And I'll show you the trade I did take, which did not pay me. I mean, it could have paid me, you know. Let's go to 10:35 here. Right, so I wanted them to come back up into this guy and then give me an aggressive, make a short-term high, tap up, and then reject from it like hard. So let's see. So this would have paid much better. It's the lower high, but this is the one I actually took because I was actually able to pay attention to price at this point and I wasn't in calls. So I was waiting for them to come back up into here and then show me an aggressive move down. Rejection off of the 5 minute here. I think it was a 2 micro trade too. Let me see. On my yep, 2 micros. So I wanted something clear. This is not clear, so didn't take that. So let's wait for what I would consider clarity. Because I do like to actually wait, did they take the low out again? Yeah, another reason why I shouldn't have taken this trade. This one would have actually paid me to take the for them to take the low out. Because once they break out of this, it's quite possible for them to run nicely, which they did here. So, but I am okay with that. On 2 micros, that's pretty incredible, I think. So let's see what I should have done with knowing that they'd taken the low out again. I probably shouldn't have assumed they would want to take it out another time. So one, two, three. What do they call it? The three drives pattern. One, two, three drives. Looking at this fair value gap to hold price. Let's see if they tapped the order block on the 5 minute. Yep, they tapped the wick. So again, not a bad trade. Okay, nice aggressive move. We swept that. So now I think I was being, there's still 10 seconds. I was being aggressive. So I did a 2 micro sell like that. And I think I was just looking for the lows. What I should have done was think, they don't need to move so far, so much. It's okay if I, oh, that moved really fast into it. You gonna tag me or no? There we go. Okay. So let's put that there. So this is the trade I got into. And it moved nicely for a bit. And it just kind of sat around. So it's that thought process that makes me feel like I should not have what is this? Let me go look at it. It's this thought process that makes me feel like I should not have like been so aggressively looking for the lows, right? And maybe, once this dropped, then my entry is here. I don't know. It's the structure issue again, is the reason why I took a loss on this. It's the structure issue. Because on the 1 minute, like my stop's here. This is what I'm looking for. Come up here, give me a juicy drop, fair value gap, lovely. You know, them making, I think the issue was they made a higher low here, and that's when I should have said, you know what, forget it, and move my stop into profits, or at least break even. Because the trade itself was moving decently. We had this fair value gap here that, it was sitting around in. We tapped that. So what I should have done is I wanted it to close aggressively, which it did there. So what I should have done with that is I should have moved it. I don't know. I should have at least done that. And it was moving in my favor like almost the entire time I was in the trade, right? But they never, I don't know, if I'm up 200 and we start to like retrace back up, but we saw that in here it was very wicky, right? So maybe on days when it's like extra wicky like this, I really should be thinking to myself, like, maybe with all of this, I should potentially not be so aggressive with my TP and maybe adjust my stop because the day might not move the way I wanted to. Because I mean, even though this worked out, it was a pain. Like, why? Just all these wicks. If we take this low out, then I should move my stop here. We didn't even bother to touch it, so let me just do that. I should have done that. Like, this is how I should have been managing it, but I didn't. I left it up here, and I let it dropped decently. Or maybe what I should have done is just been like, you know what, let's just take the set it there. If we get below that, it's okay. It's something, right? But that was the first trade I'd taken that day, and instead of taking the little that I could take out of it here, I let it like come back and smack me in the face. So that's what I should have done. I should have set it at the order block here and just been like, they've already taken the low once, twice. Once they've taken all of that liquidity out, like I can't shoot for the moon. And I think that's what I was doing. I was shooting for the moon. And I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. I should have just aimed for like the order block, like I sometimes do, and then just been done with it. Or with all these wicks, I should have just moved my stop into profit and been okay. Because I think this move here is what took me out. Like I had a nice run and then that took me out. Yeah. Anyway, those are my musings for that Tuesday. So let's go to Wednesday. And we have half an hour left in this session for me. And then it's time for me to go enjoy my Sunday. All right, moving to 9:40. Let's go to the daily. See what it looked like at that point. This is some bullshit. All right, so by 9:40, we'd pop back up again. Let's delete some stuff here. Clean up. All right, so equal highs up there, but we've taken out a bunch of previous day highs. So I'm just going to note that one. Still bearish, honestly, just overall. But we're in this gross ass range, daily range. So anything's possible, honestly. They've gone up, they've gone down, they've gone up, they've gone down. I mean, it's a rough day. And then the previous day high for here is also, let me duplicate that, is also in the running. We have equal highs up here. And let me duplicate that one more time. And that high would also be something I'd be interested in. So let's look at the 4-hour on this day. So what we're doing, we're still hanging about this volume imbalance on the daily. Just cleaning up here. So the 4-hour is looking, at least bullish from the previous day. But overarching, range. It's a range. Let's see on the 1-hour. So I don't like days like this, right? Like, so what is this? The previous day is afternoon high, London low down here. That means they've taken London highs out already. The 4-hour is bullish, has turned bullish. The 1-hour has turned bullish. The 15-minute is bullish. Five minutes is bullish. Let's check to see if there's any news. Okay, so it's the Wednesday. There was news at 10, so we're just going to push time forward to 10 o'clock because I wouldn't be doing anything until after 10 o'clock anyway because I'd be waiting on them news. All right, so let's see what 10 o'clock news got us. Still pretty bullish. Tapped into that 5-minute fair value gap. Let's see if we got like a nice continuation set up off of that tap. Nice, yep, right there. Yeah, so for the 5-minute fair value gap, the push up, I would have taken it here if there was not news included with it, but that's what I would have taken. Because we were already running up, it's very aggressive. I like that it swept everybody out, and then it gave me a nice juicy move right here. Stop below here, boom. But if there's news, I will wait. And maybe I'll just miss everything. I hope the chat's still working. It says it's connected, so I guess no one's talking, I suppose. All right, so we would have been that for the week so far. What is she doing? I keep hearing weird noises. What are these cats doing? Oh, I keep hearing this thudding noise, and Sasha's downstairs hitting doors. Like, let me tell you something. These cats are smart. My hair's looking crazy. These cats are smart. She is opening doors, closets, everything. Like, we now have to put things in front of them if we don't want them to go into space. Like, I don't want them inside of the washing machine, or the dryer. So we put like something in front of the door so she can't just like do her thing and open it. These cats are real smart, man. Really smart. Okay. So it's after 10 o'clock. I'll go back to the 15-minute because this day is still bullish. The previous day high is here. The other one is there. I mean, there's things to reach for. Order block, fair value gap, nice combination there for a continuation up. Problem is, it's already moving, and it's a little late for me to get in on this. So, oh yeah. But if there, like I said, if there was not news and we were already moving up, I would have just needed to see them sweep below here with a juicy um candle like this. This one doesn't work because it's open. It is the first presented fair value gap though, so also something we could use for an entry. Mm-hmm. And look at them just running. I'm okay with getting a few trades a week. I don't need to trade every single day. If the conditions aren't there, then I'll just walk away. But some days, man, it's kind of hard for me to just look at the price action and just ignore it. Mm. Yeah. Well, let's push time forward because with the news, it's still early. There might be something, a potential for something. I mean, it's very bullish. So what we have, the market maker model. Again. Sell, switch. Buy. Mm. So on the 5 minute, no fair value gaps, bunch of wicks, order block here, tapped it. Again, too close to the TP for me to even be bothered with this. So let's move it forward to 1020. Wonder what'll be I'll have for lunch. All right, so there we go. Previous day high taken. Um, so I would say on this day, London had the better price action for a change. You know, like they swept that low, 5 minute shift which occurred here, and then just continuation activity here for the whole session. Except for this, like, what is this? Almost an hour and change of just sideways motion. But if you were long focused, that's where you would have gone. I just wish there wasn't news at 10 o'clock. So let's take a look at which news, because sometimes some of these news you can kind of, yeah, it's there, but it's not going to like move things. You know what I mean? So ISM services PMI, I guess that's not a big mover or shaker. And this is a non-farm payroll week too. So dang. All right. So previous day's highs taken. London lows are really far away, all the way down here. And we're pretty bullish. Looks like it's just going to keep going. Yeah, this is the day I probably just watched it run away. Because as much as I took a silly trade on Friday, I still don't want to chase. It might happen every once in a while, but I don't want to chase it. It's already too far gone. And maybe I should have been like, okay, that one's viable, and then get the entry after 10 o'clock at this order block right here. That would have been the potential 1 minute entry. Stop below here, actually. Yeah. But I would not have thought to take it because of the news. But as soon as the news is gone, though, I'm in. I'm in like Flynn. Yep. And all of my daily targets would have been met right there. So I would have just walked away for the day because there's no point. Yeah, there's no point at this point. Let's move on to the Thursday. Maybe we can get an actual trade in the next day. I know a lot of people probably caught that trade, and more power to you, but sometimes news can really mess with me. Okay, so new day, and they took the previous day's high out first, still in the stupid range. We've taken this low out, but I'm still inherently bearish, honestly. But we're working with what the session gives us too, so not much we can do there. So for sell side liquidity, we've taken that out. We're inside of this fair value gap right here. Inside of this guy, we're London lows-ish. It's 1 o'clock, not quite, but close enough. So I will note the extreme right here as like a short potential if it gives it to us. So let's go 4-hour extreme. Oh, yeah. Oops. Not that. Not that. This. Okay, there we go. 4-hour extreme. For shorts, if we get it, we need to break below this fair value gap, though, for me. So I'm going to note it on the 4-hour. I don't know if we need to break the whole 4-hour fair value gap, but, we've taken a higher time frame PDRA, so I would be interested in shorts if they give me a reason for it. Let's check, see if there's any news on this day. So there was 8:30 news, and that's that. So let's see what 8:30 got us. All right, still 1 hour. All right, so sweep, very aggressive shift on the 1 minute, lots of rejections here. Might be looking decent for a short, but I gotta see. So 9, oof, is that open? Yeah, 9:30 was like, ha. Okay, well, I would need them to break below this, and then we could reach for something down here. Maybe just the top of the volume imbalance. But they did sweep the liquidity down here, big shift that way, so maybe I should not be looking for shorts at all. Maybe I should be looking for longs for this previous day high to get taken out. What do you guys think? This closes above this guy, then I will take a long at the top of this, stop below here, 1 micro up to here, and let's see. Why? We swept liquidity, big juicy candle that way. If we close that one up, we might get to where we are. We've been very aggressively going higher. Do have this guy though. Let's see. I am waiting for 20 seconds here. Ooh, I did take it out, but it's all about how the candle closes, man. So I remember thinking to myself, I wanted this long. I remember this. I remember this. There we go. So we're gonna take, this is a trade I wanted to take, and I let this wick talk me out of it. Nope. So we're gonna aim for the extreme here on the 5 minutes. I don't need a ton. I'm just gonna see if we can get that instead of that. Because I remember saying, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna take that if it closes above here, and it did, but I was being so like silly. So I would just take it to this extreme here and see if we can't just get that. Let's check this, switch to the 1 minute here. All right. So 2 micros. Entry was right here. So if we push up that just a little bit more, we can get a little bit out of this. But yeah, on the 5 minute, I remember that. I remember thinking I wanted that trade, and I didn't take it like a dum-dum. So yeah. So we broke that. So I could move my stop here. I want to see if we get close to that. I'm just going to move my stop to below here, and that will just, lock it in. No muss, no fuss. We can get above that. That looks good. Come on, let's get a body. Let's get a body. Got a little wick. I want to see a body. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. But yeah, So on the 1 minute, nice shift up. Yeah, entry would still be here. And we just reach up a little bit. We don't need the world. I need to remember that. We don't need the world. So I'm gonna try and trade like that. So if we get a nice body up, I'm gonna move my stop to just below here because entry was here. So that'll just whatever to cover fees. See if we can't get up. All right, that looks good. So I'm gonna do that. Like I said, entry's here. So no, it's that's what I'm looking for. Risk-free. Looking good. Come on, you can do it. We're right there. 10 seconds left in that candle. A 1 minute candle. All right, that's closed. So this is where I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be a dick for a tick, and I just start to I should just put my candle, I should just put it at the bottom of this and hope it goes up. Look how close it is. There we go. All right. That's what I should have done. Let's see. I don't even think I got a trade that day. Yeah. Let's see. This is the 5th? No, I did. I took a long, but I took it in the wrong place, which really hurt my heart. But that's where I should have taken it. And that would have been easy peasy lemon squeezy. No muss, no salt, no fuss. I took it for when it retraced back down and thinking we could get that, and they just ran me through. But on the 5 minute, that's what I was waiting for, and I should not have been afraid of the wick. It punched above it. I should have been okay with that, but I wasn't. So that one was on me. All right, last one, I think. So that's what I would have done. That's how I should have traded this week. Let's look at a new day, the Friday, and this would be the last day we do. All right, so as always with Fridays, if you're up, we would have been up a nice 852 on the week. And so what do we have to work with here? So they've taken the previous day's low already. Still looking at that 4 hour extreme potentially, and we're back to this volume imbalance that we've been sitting around inside of. Mean. So I'll still leave that. And then there's a previous day's low right here to also contend with. Let me duplicate that and plop it there. So these are just areas of interest for take profits. The daily candle's looking really, really bearish. So we'll see. But again, we're in a range. So we've taken longs, we've taken shorts. It all depends on where. That is a very aggressively. So we've dropped aggressively into this propulsion block on the 4 hour. So it's all about how we behave inside of it now. And let's drop to the 1 hour. So very bearish. We're very bearish. Hi. Hey, Chris Harmon. How's it going? Happy Sunday. On a Sunday. On a Sunday. Welcome. You're on my last day of backtesting. We've been at it for almost 3 hours now, so it is time. How is your Sunday going, Chris? You having a good day? Good weekend? Relaxing? Maxing? All right. So with this aggressive move down, let's see, where's London in all of this? London highs are all the way up here. Nice, juicy, equal highs. Very nice. Some London lows over here as well. Big aggressive drop. We've taken some lows out. I have no guarantee that they're going to want to continue going down, but I gotta assume that they will. So let's take a look at the 5 minute. So what do? On the 5 minute, we liked for them to return back up into fair value gaps. What time is it? 9:47. And let's not forget, let's check the news. So it's Friday. We had non-farm payroll and nothing at 10 o'clock. So good. So we have fair value gap here, none here, and one here. They haven't tapped that one yet. And this is Wiki. Big drops. Pre-market, I don't like because we could just go sideways and just be really, really, really annoying. Don't like that. I don't like this 5 minute Wiki BS. Did we take the low out? It did. Haha. So my preference here for any sort of continuation trades is for them to come up. I would love for them to tap into no problem. No problem. I'm a tiny, tiny, tiny channel journaling my experience. So I appreciate you joining me and just hanging out while I figure my shit out. I'm sorry you're working today though. I know there's a lot of professions where everybody's working different days. And I had a chat with a really amazing security guard the other day, and he was like, yeah, I love working the weekends because I can have time off during the week for myself and stuff. And I'm like, that's amazing because there's so much stuff that you can do during the week that gets so very crowded on the weekends that it's like perfection to do on the weekdays. So, all right. So what am I looking for? They've rolled back up. We've tapped into this 5 minute fair value gap. We've swept these guys out. I would like to see an aggressive push down. That's all. We're inside this volume imbalance. We've dropped a ton. I don't know that it's a Friday, so I wouldn't necessarily care too much to take trades that aren't super clear. But a nice aggressive down to the 4 extreme, I wouldn't say no to. But we've already taken some lows out, so you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. And they've dug kind of deeply into this. A lot of wicking. So I like the tap. So, ooh. So I'm going to attempt a 1 microcell from here. Because I like the break. They've tapped into it a few times. I don't know. They might run away and I might not get an entry. Oh, come on. Really? But this is nice though. Order block. If they leave a fair value gap in here, then, I could move my entry to here, to the body. And I like that they've, left this high up here. So that's what I would look for. Ah, dang it. I'm told I have golden retriever energy. Ah, hey, Erica. How's it going? Look, man, I don't know if there's ever a moment where you're gonna stop backtesting, right? Like, as traders, I feel like we should consistently refine ourselves on a regular basis. Like, keep growing, keep getting better, and damn it, I missed my entry. Look at that. They already tapped it right here, and I just realized that they already tapped it. But NQ is notorious for like pushing up. Look at this. All right. So there's a reason why it's a one micro trade. Wow, that was quick and dirty. They did me dirt. Look at this. Seriously? They did me dirty, y'all. And guess what? That's okay because what are we gonna do, right? We can't do anything if they do us dirty. So let me tell you something right now. So then I would have given back some of my profits. There's a reason why I only took on one micro trade because I want to. That was rude. So rude. NQ man, she is just an extra so and so. I'm telling you, she's an extra so and so. And sometimes that's what happens, your well laid plans just smacked in the face like it wasn't even there. Mm-mm-mm. So I'm gonna tell you right now, with that aggressive move, especially since I don't know, maybe there was a tweet somewhere. We don't know nothing about no tweets, but there was probably some kind of tweet in this whole scenario. I was trying to use this guy. I liked what I saw, and I let the entry sit. Now this could become an inversion with that very aggressive move. What I don't like though is, well, they did sweep this, but I would have preferred that. So I'm wondering if like I should have waited for an entry here. We could also use this as an inversion with that aggressive push up. I mean, and maybe ride it up to this fair value gap here. Or my original thought process was correct and they just wanted to slap me in the face. And this is the aggressive drop I was looking for. But I don't know, man. Whenever I see that kind of crap, it just gives me the heebie jeebies, y'all. So honestly, what I would do after that, yeah, it was ruthless. After that, I would just say, well, I'm gonna keep my $758 for this week and come back next week and we continue again. That's what I would say. Although I'm not gonna lie to you, like this is making me want to go long, and I really, really should not. Absolutely should not. The other thing I'm trying to work on is flexibility too. So let's like look at the higher time frame and we closed above this puppy. That's usually okay. I'm wondering if I was a bit preemptive with my original entry, right? Because they they manufactured some lovely highs here and they swept it out aggressively. So let's try that again. All right. Let's try the sell again because this is what I wanted in the first place. Let me move this up to the base of that so my stock can be up there. Because that's what I wanted in the first place. But I was thinking, you're right, Erica. You're right. But this is what I'm testing out, right? Like part of my continuation setup, and that's why I'm taking it as one micro so it can be above here. So it won't even like crack 0.5% of account. But I'm usually looking for them to, what time is it? 10, 11. Yeah. So I'm usually looking for them to manufacture stuff, but this is more messy than I like, right? So I'm curious to see if that's what they're doing here. So we didn't, and we came back down to this order block. So let's see. One last attempt. I wouldn't actually do this in real, but I'm wondering if this is the entry I should have taken, or I'm about to get my ass handed to me a second time, like a dum dum. I mean, I want them to use this as for its purpose, but nope. They're going up. They're going up. So if I had taken these two attempts, I would have been stopped out twice. So Tinker's the on-demand feature, sometimes when you wick through it, there we go. So I would have given back more. And the only reason I wouldn't have liked this is because of the way it looks on the 5 minute. But with that, a long would be more in line. So still good on micros, I wouldn't say no to that. But I was up $800 to hand that back on a Friday just seems ridiculous. So that's why I would have only tried the first trade, been stopped out aggressively, and then been like, that's all right. But I was just curious because maybe I just didn't wait long enough for the proper sweep above here and then the aggressive move. But I also don't like when they do the aggressive move and then leave all these candles in here too. That always like gives me the heebie-jeebies too. So another reason why I would have probably like skipped it. But guys, we are at the 3-hour mark. That means I've been sitting here looking at the charts, figuring out what the heck it is that I'm trying to do with my life, and learning new things, enjoying your awesome company. I'm gonna stretch it. By the way, the live action One Piece is on Netflix right now, and I am enjoying it. It's interesting to see them bring the characters to life. I'm very excited about that. You know, Smoker, Laboon. So cute. So cute. Anyway, it's time for me to eat some food. I got a book I need to finish. It's just getting good. So thanks for hanging out with me and, chatting with me. I really appreciate it. For the love of everything, enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go find some, I guess it's brunch now. Brunch. But I'm going to leave this last, piece of advice that I say every Friday. If you've made money, even if you've lost money, however your week's gone, you don't need to push or force anything on a Friday. Like this kind of setup right here would be forced because they've already taken out some juicy liquidity here. It's quite possible, and they're inside of this bullish volume imbalance. So it's quite possible for them to turn around and smack you in the face. So there's no need. All right, have a good work day, and I hope you get off soon so you can enjoy the rest of your day too, Chris. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm about to roll up out of here. But yeah, so there's no need to force trades on a Friday, no matter how your week's gone. The next week is coming. There's always another opportunity, another trade. And I do this every Sunday so that I can cement in my brain what I need to do and also work through what I need to do with these micros, because sometimes I'm looking at it like, is $200 enough? Is $400 enough? Or just trade the structure. So I'm going to continue trying to trade the structure, and I hope that pays me in the long run. All right. Be safe, you guys. Have a lovely Sunday. Shakira.